The video that you'll be watching is a couple days after I got my denture extraction. That morning I ended up waking up feeling very, I had a whole bunch of racing thoughts and I couldn't get them to stop. It was almost like a buzzing inside my head, and I just felt very unwell, and I felt very scared and very concerned for my children that were in Edmonton, because I was in Red Deer in a safe place, like a secondary shelter, but I didn't want to force my children to come live with me. So here's the clip.
Hello, so I think I am completely dissociated right now, or I've woken up from a dissociation episode or something, because I do not feel like myself. I did just have teeth surgery yesterday or the day before, and just everything's been super weird to me. I can't believe that Caleb and Joel are 15 and 12. Yeah, I was super scared today. I thought that something bad happened to Jolie. I love you, Evie. So yeah, we'll see what happens after. But you know what? I think I have to move back to Edmonton because I was super worried about Joel. I thought that something happened to him. But I also want them to come here and live with me. So we'll see what happens.
Hello. So if you see in the video that I felt like I was dissociating, it's because I was. It was almost like I woke up from a dissociation, and I just couldn't believe that my children have grown that much. It was a pretty scary time. I ended up leaving Red Deer to go back to Edmonton to go see my children, and I ended up leaving with no gas in the car. So I ended up having to stop in the middle of the highway and call my ex, and because I had no money, and luckily I had some data on my phone, so I was able to get directions to the nearest gas station, which was 20 minutes away. I had just enough gas to do that. I had so many angels looking out for my children, and I honestly believe in the power of the universe. And yeah, it was a very scary time, and I understand why my ex was so angry at me for doing what I did, because I put my children in danger and he didn't know what was going on. So this upcoming clip is a video of when, a couple days after I came back and seen my ex, I was at my brother's house because my ex and I were fighting again and I had nowhere to go. Thankfully, I had my brother to be a safe place for me and my children. It's a little, like, the volume and what I'm saying isn't too clear, so bear with me.
So, I realized something. I've been living in fear for a very long time. Being so fearful of your surroundings, of everybody around you, not being able to trust anybody except, like, maybe doctors. Every time I get scared, I want a doctor. I want the paramedics. It's just crazy that I've been, like, every single thing, every raised voice, every glare, every anything that is in a negative way would always just make me so afraid, very afraid, always. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
How I can tell when I'm in a hypomanic episode is that my voice ends up getting really high pitched, like, hey, how are you? I don't know how to do it because I'm not hypomanic. But these next few clips is when I was at the mall with my children and my sister-in-law Jody, and yeah. Sorry, I like zone out a lot whenever I'm talking or just in general. It's a very annoying habit or annoying trait that I have. Yeah, anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, the next few clips is when I was at the mall with my sister-in-law and my nieces, and I'll show you what I mean by a high-pitched voice.
So I think I'm making up for a dissociative episode. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Evie, come on. Evie!
I'm sit down.
Nova! Go sit down! Or Joey, you go sit down with Evie. Yay, Isabel! She's gonna drive with you. Watch out, cars! Watch out! Oh no! Watch! Hey! Watch out! Evie, Isabel, Nova. Smile. Say hi. Theodore.
Baby, go home.
You want the baby to come home?
Yeah.
Yeah? Here, let me see.
I don't know. It came from this
Holy.
Yeah, they're heavy. You're supposed to that one's not heavy.
No. But I don't know how much it is.
So I kept looking at the camera and taking videos of myself because I just didn't recognize myself, especially with my dentures. Teeth really do change your appearance, and yeah, I just really didn't recognize myself and didn't really recognize my children. It was a very strange time that I had. It was the next day that I ended up going to the hospital because I just kept having panic attack after panic attack that night, and I just felt super scared. And it was like an episode of like a bell, like when it starts ringing and then all of a sudden it stops. Well, that was kind of what happened to my head, like inside my brain. It was like all these pieces ended up coming together. They say for dissociation, that's called integration or whatever it's called. And I feel like that's what happened to me, is because I have a few different nicknames that I go by, or I used to, and I feel like maybe they were alters. I can't, yeah. So when somebody, like my ex, he'd call me my nickname and then my full name, and he was doing that a lot, so I kept switching. I believe I was switching, and all of a sudden just everything became, I was just terrified. So yeah, if you ended up watching to the end of this video, I appreciate you, and thank you for hearing my story. Have a wonderful day.